Woo! There it is. We're live. Here we are. Okay. Good. Wow. Why do I look like there we go. It's focusing in a little better. I don't look like a big shining something. Anyway, wow. Hello, everyone. This is the ever disheveled John welcoming you to Tank Talk Live. Yes, it's a Tuesday and I'm on here doing a Tank Talk Live for you. I'm excited about it. This is something I made this decision about 3 hours ago. That, you know what, I have I reach a lot more people on YouTube, so might as well, if I'm going to do live streams every Tuesday and Thursday, might as well do them both on YouTube, right? Might as well. So there you go. Okay, we've got something very important to talk about before we go any farther, before we do anything. So if people are watching this on the replay, here comes the part where they start documenting time so that they can comment later on. Fast forward to 13 minutes if you want to get to the point. Anyway, we're going to talk, once we're done talking about this big announcement thing, we're going to talk about overfiltering tanks. I have nothing prepared to talk about when it comes to overfiltering tanks, but it's going to be a fun topic and I'd like to get you involved with the conversation. So make sure you're here for that. It's going to take me a few minutes and then we'll get to that. I've got something more important to talk about. So yeah, I'm not saying I'm not going to do any more live streams on Facebook. What I'm saying is Tuesdays and Thursdays, I think I'm going to do them here because why not? Might as well, right? So, all right, this important thing that we need to talk about. I got to do a couple of housekeeping things here real quick. If you recall back quite a few months ago, I talked to you. I did one of my live streams where I said some things are more important than fish. If you haven't seen that video, go and watch it. Man, I just realized I just forgot something. I forgot that there was something that I needed to do before I started this live stream. But anyway, you know, I literally got home from work about 25 minutes ago and ate some dinner real quick, and here we are. So I'm sorry that I'm not better organized than this, but back in that video or in that live stream quite a few months ago, I talked about a member of our community that has a child that's battling leukemia. This is a member of our community that's a very prominent member of our community, and there she is right there. She just commented if you're watching this live. This is a prominent member of the Tank Talk group. It's a prominent member of the YouTube community, and it is a personal friend of mine. Never met her in person, but we've gotten to know each other over the course of the last year or so. And so she's somebody that's very important to me, very important to the community, and more importantly, her son is a little badass. And let me tell you what, he is putting up the good fight, and we can all help out with that. Now, I'm not going to do a whole spiel on the GoFundMe like I talked about before. That is still there. If you want to go and donate to that, you can certainly do it. Why did I pause this? Anyway, I was going to put that in the description and I forgot to. Instead, I put a link to something else that I think you're really going to be excited about. I know I am over the top excited about this. So you saw the thumbnail, right? You saw this. You saw this shirt and you said, what was that? What is that John's wearing? Let me see if I can't get you a little better view of it while we're talking here. So this is cool, right? I mean, come on, give me a break. Now, this is not my shirt here, folks. Let me explain to you what happened. I have talked several times in the past about my friend Paul Martin. This is a guy that he's another prominent member of the Tank Talk Facebook group. He's somebody that has helped me out with a lot of stuff. I mean, I used to have a forum on my website that he basically took it over. And I didn't ask him to. He just said, I want to do this. And he went and took over my forum and ran that for me, and it was fantastic. He's helped out so much. Well, he decided a while back that he wants to start his own website and start distributing shirts like this. And he said, John, what I'd like to do is I'd like to create KG Tropicals branded shirts and things like coffee mugs, yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute, but all kinds of stuff I want to put together. I want to put your logo on it, and I want to give you the profits just because I want to do that. Whatever profits I make from selling these shirts, I want to give to you. And I said, nope, I don't want that. Because I had been thinking about what can I do to bring it up again, the whole deal with Caleb, our friend that is battling leukemia. I said, there's got to be a way I can do this without just coming across as preaching. And I had been thinking about it, and then he brings this up. Hey, we'll sell these shirts and I'll give you the profits. I said, no, let's do it a different way. You make the shirts, put my name on whatever you want to put it on. I don't care. Sell as much as you want, and I want the profits to go to Caleb's treatment fund. So that's what we're doing here, folks. He has got a website. It is at the very top of the description. I think it's pronounced Amore Aquatics, or it's Amore. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Just click the link. It doesn't matter how it's pronounced. But go to that site. You will see a ton of KG Tropicals branded stuff. You'll also see other stuff, cool Frontosa t-shirts and all different kinds of stuff that is available. That it's not all KG Tropicals stuff here, folks, but the KG Tropicals stuff that is on that website, whether it be mugs, shirts, whatever it is. He's got hoodies on there. He's got long sleeve shirts, tank tops, women's sizes, junior sizes. He's got them all. Whatever you buy off of that website that has the KG Tropicals name on it, 100% of the profits are going to go to Caleb's treatment fund. So, hey, look, don't do it for me. I'm not making any money. If you think this shirt is cool, do it, and you will be donating. You'll not only get a badass shirt, but you'll also be donating to a really good cause at the same time. Everybody wins. You have to love that. Now, I'm going to ask Paul, because I know he's here. I've seen him comment a couple times. I'm going to ask Paul to clarify, because there might be other things on the site that also the proceeds of those sales will go to the Caleb Fund, but I don't know for sure, and I don't want to speak for him, so I don't know exactly what he's doing as far as all of the other stuff, but I do know that anything that has the KG Tropicals brand or the KG Tropicals name on it, 100%, I don't get anything, and nobody gets anything but Caleb and Caleb's family to go towards his treatment fund. So get on it, folks. Even if you don't like me, I get it, I understand, but go in there and order something anyway, because it's a really cool shirt, and you end up donating to this unbelievable cause. This is a member of our community's child, folks, and he is a member of the community. After I did what I did a few months ago, he's become a member of the community. So it's very important. As a community, we're supposed to be a tight-knit family here, right? We all need to go over there and order up a whole bunch of these, give them away as gifts, do giveaways on YouTube, whatever, it doesn't matter. Buy a bunch of them, and you know that you will be donating to a good cause. So there you go. And I got this too. I don't know if this is available on the website or if this is just me, because if it's just me, then I got one and you don't. But how cool is that? A travel mug? Forget about it. That's beautiful. And this mug, I saw this mug on the site just now, so I know this is on there. I think this is $13. I mean, that's not outrageous, right? And a good portion of that, most of that, is going to go to that fund. So there you go, folks. We got to get on that. And again, I wish, and maybe somebody can help me out here. One of my mods could help me out. I wish I had the link to the GoFundMe page. Maybe you can't stand me. You don't like anything I stand for. You don't want to have anything with my name on it. That's fine. I understand if that's the case, but you want to help a member of this community out. There is the link to the GoFundMe. If you're watching this on replay, it'll be in there. But right now, I don't want to go and get it live, because I'll just be sitting here like this, clicking, and you guys won't want to be watching that. So, but I'll get it in there for the replay. If you are not there, look at that. Look at Paul. How smart is Paul? 50% of all other sales. Look at that, folks. There you go. So there it is. He clarified everything. Look, folks, that website, click on that link. It's at the top of the description. Anything that you buy from that website with the KG Tropicals name on it, 100% of the profits go to Caleb's treatment fund. If you buy anything else that has nothing to do with KG Tropicals. Maybe you hate me, but you want to help out. You order anything else, a Frontosa shirt or something like that, or a hoodie, 50% of the profits are going to go to that. So, folks, there you go, right there. And he does ship internationally. So, there you go. All right. So, we got to move on. And thank you, Paul, for the donation. I wish I could pin that to the top. But, you know, it stays there for a little while. But there you go. So, I know the connection is bad. It keeps telling me the connection's bad. I hope it's manageable. I don't know. I'm watching mine on the computer, and it looks pretty good to me. LOL, who could hate you? Oh, a lot of people hate me. Trust me. Trust me. I don't know how to say your name, but yeah, I could write you a list, and we could go all night with the people that hate me. But you know what? That's fine, because I probably don't like them either. So there you go. So let's talk about the title of this. What I titled this video, or this live stream. I want to talk about overfiltering tanks. Now, I think somebody mentioned that Corey recently did a video about this, and I'll be honest, I haven't seen it. I've been working like an animal lately. Like I said, I just got home. It's 9:14 here. I think I got home at about 8:30 tonight. Been working like a dog, but you know what? I'm not complaining. I'm glad to have the work. So I didn't get a chance to watch that video. But apparently Corey went very scientific with his, and that's great, because I'm not going to do that here. I'm going to talk about the common sense angle of overfiltering tanks, because that's how I do things. I always go common sense. I'm going to leave the smart stuff to Corey, and for me, I will talk about it in a common sense way, because that's how I learn. So, and that's kind of how I've done this all the time. Ever since I started this YouTube channel, I've tried to take a common sense approach. So I love what Corey's doing, and I think it's awesome that he goes as in depth as he does. And the guy is a lot smarter than me. If you don't know who I'm talking about, shame on you. I'm talking about Corey from Aquarium Co-op. He does live streams. I think he's passed me in subscribers now. I mean, it's ridiculous. The guy is an animal on YouTube. A lot smarter than I am, and he presents things in a much more scientific way than I do. So if you haven't seen his channel, I don't know, you're doing this wrong, because it's one that you should instantaneously be subscribed to. So I'm not going to take that approach. I'm going to go more of a common sense approach when it comes to overfiltering tanks. Now, overfiltering tanks, I think, is something that almost everyone at some point in this hobby wants to do, because they believe it to be the right thing to do. I don't know for a fact, but I think Corey may have, I don't know, I'm not even going to try to comment on what Corey said, because I don't know what he said, but I'm sure he went a lot more in depth than I'm going to. But there are people that would tell you that overfiltering your tanks can actually be a detriment to the tank. I don't believe that to be true, but that's just me. What do I know? I don't think that it will actually hurt things if you have too much filtration, other than the fact that you're going to have so much water movement that some fish might not be able to handle that. Some fish that like a more mild movement of the water might not do well in something like that, whereas African cichlids, they love it. They'd play in it all day long. But if you have something like a discus tank and your water is just all over the place because you have so much filtration, they might not like something like that. So in that case, I think it could be a detriment. But I don't necessarily believe that it hurts anything to add filtration, to have too much filtration. But I also don't think it makes a whole lot of sense. Okay, now the analogy that I like to use, and this is silly, but I drive about 300 miles a day for my job, and I was thinking all day about this today, and I thought, you know, here's a good analogy. If you're starting a new NFL franchise and you have free reign of the entire league to pick whoever you want for your NFL franchise. I'm sorry if you're someone from overseas that's watching this and you have no idea what I'm talking about, but hopefully you'll get the gist of this. So one of the first things that you're going to do is you're going to select a quarterback, right? I mean, that's the centerpiece of the team, and almost every football fan would tell you that the quarterback is going to be the most important component of an NFL football team. So you're going to pick your quarterback, right? So you go for the best one. And I'm not going to make any kind of arguments of who's the best quarterback here, but let's just have a conversation. Let's say Aaron Rodgers, okay? Nobody can argue that Aaron Rodgers is a great quarterback. So you get Aaron Rodgers. That's the first one you take. So now you've started your team. You have Aaron Rodgers. You know that you're going to be good. He's going to take up a huge portion of your salary cap, but it's worth it because, well, it's Aaron Rodgers. So you say, okay, next player on the team, we're going to take Matt Ryan. That sounds great because Matt Ryan is he's the current MVP. That guy is a baller. I mean, yes, Matt Ryan. How could you go wrong with Matt Ryan? Well, you already have Aaron Rodgers. Why take Matt Ryan? Well, who cares? They're both great. They're both future Hall of Famers. Let's do it. Aaron Rodgers is the starter. Matt Ryan is the backup quarterback. Life is good. Everything's great, right? How much sense does that make? How much sense does it make to pay a guy top dollar and have him sit on the bench? It doesn't make much sense, right? It's total overkill because you've got a great quarterback under center. Aaron Rodgers barely ever misses any time. He's always in there and he's always playing well. So you have him in there. You don't need a Matt Ryan to back him up unless he gets hurt, right? And we're going to talk about that in a minute. But you don't need to spend all that money and get this world-class quarterback. Don't argue with me that Matt Ryan's world-class. Come on. I mean, give me a break. So you don't need to spend all that money and commit all of your salary cap to just two players that play the same position and only one of them can be on the field at the same time. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Well, overfiltering your tank is kind of the same thing. You don't need it, but it looks flashy. When you set up that 75, I've had people email me this, folks, setting up a 75-gallon tank, and I'm thinking about putting 2 FX6s on that tank. What do you think? Well, what I think is that's the equivalent of starting an NFL franchise and putting Aaron Rodgers and Matt Ryan on the same team. Could you do it? Sure. Is it going to hurt anything? I don't think so. But does it make much sense? No, it doesn't. Again, unless Aaron Rodgers was to get hurt. See, that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest argument for overfiltering tanks, okay? Because if you commit $50 million a year of your salary cap to 2 quarterbacks, the only time that's ever going to make sense is when Aaron Rodgers goes down in Game 4 and you need to have somebody come in. You bring in another world-class quarterback and everything's good, right? Well, if you have 2 FX6s on a 75-gallon tank and one of them craps out, the other one's going to take over. The other one is more than enough filtration for that 75-gallon tank, so you never miss a beat. And you don't have to panic. You don't have to freak out because your filter died, because it's the only one you have, and it died, and oh my God, all of my fish are going to die. There's no worries because you got the backup right there working. So as a backup, I think it could actually be a good thing. However, I still do think it's overkill. I would rather see somebody put 1 filter on the tank and have another filter in reserve just in case something does happen to that first one. That definitely makes sense. But do you understand the analogy that I'm making here? You can spend $600, $700 on 2 FX6s for your 75-gallon tank, and your friends will be impressed. They'll look at it and be like, whoa, wow, you got some hardcore filtration on there, but that's about as far as it's going to go for you. Will it maybe polish the water a little cleaner than only having 1? Sure, I guess. You have all kinds of options of the different things that you can put in the different canisters, different types of biomedia and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, why not? Sure, it's not going to hurt anything, but it is still overkill. Now, I'm not going to get into all of the beneficial bacteria stuff and all of that. The way I've always approached things is you're never going to just have an unlimited supply of this beneficial bacteria. It's going to grow to a certain point where it can maintain the tank. And then it's not going to just keep on going to where you have a tank that's just full of bacteria. Come on. It's not really going to do that. It's going to grow to a certain point and it's going to stop. So having that extra filter, this giant extra canister filter, I don't know how much of an impact it's going to have on the growth of beneficial bacteria. It might be more beneficial bacteria, that's hard to say, But is that going to have a huge impact on your tank? Probably not. I don't think it would have as much or any better of an impact than just having that one, especially when you're talking about smaller tanks. Now, I've always said in my videos about African cichlids and stuff, I've said double your tank's filtration. If you have a 125-gallon tank, your phone's not buffering, Laura. I think it's mine. I think my internet is bad. It is what it is. This is my life. Hi, welcome. So, anyway, got off track there. Where was I with that? I've always said double your filtration. You have a 125-gallon tank, filter it as if it's 250 gallons, right? That makes sense. Well, what does an FX6 filter? Like 240 gallons or something like that? So it might even be more than that. I don't know. Stupid me. I have a relationship with Fluval. You would think I would know, and I own 2 of them. Anyway, it's more than enough for that 125. That's what I have on there. That tank. I have a FX6 on that tank. I have an FX4 on that one. Just one, not 2 on each tank. So the one FX6 on a 125 is going to be more than enough, even if you're keeping African cichlids. To double that, to me, just seems to be a bit ridiculous, especially when you consider the expense. Now, again, to run one to have as a backup, okay, I mean, that kind of makes better sense than anything else. More biomedia, being able to add flashy new things in there, okay, I can see that. But I don't know that your buddy has an FX6 on his 125 and you have 2 on yours. I don't think yours is going to look all that much better as far as the water quality and the clarity of the water and all that kind of stuff. I don't think that's the case. But I think it's completely natural when it comes to this hobby, or really any hobby that people develop this huge passion for. You're going to want to go overboard. It doesn't really matter what you're doing. We all go through that. We all want to do what's best, what we think is best anyway. I had a scenario with a 125 15, 20 years ago. I don't even remember when it was, where I was messing with that tank so much and I was adding things to it. The water's not clear enough. I'm going to put this on it. I need more filtration. I'm going to put another hang on the back filter. I need more. And I was messing with this tank so bad that I was actually harming the tank. I was never allowing the tank to do what it needed to do. Promote the growth of beneficial bacteria and cycle the nitrogen cycle. It was not doing it because I kept messing with it, and I was trying to advance, but what I was actually doing was holding myself back from getting my tank healthy because I wouldn't stop messing with it. That's completely natural. I think we've all done that in this hobby, and we do it because we want to do what's best for our fish, but sometimes it can actually turn out to be bad for your fish. So there you go. I mean, I know that's not, I saw Corey just joined us. That's not at all the way Corey would describe overfiltering tanks. He would, I'm sure, be a lot smarter about it and talk about it in a lot more in-depth scientific terms than I did. But to me, it's a common sense thing. It's not absolutely necessary. I don't think it can have really adverse effects on tanks unless it's just absolutely outrageous, the amount of filtration that's on there. I think it's just one of those things that we do, trying to be the best, trying to do the best we can. And I think sometimes we end up going a little bit too far. Who's Corey? Shame on you. Who's Corey? For crying out loud. One of the biggest YouTube channels out there when it comes to aquariums. Aquarium Co-op is his channel. You knew that. You were just playing games. So, all right. Whew. I haven't taken a breath yet. I mean, I feel like I'm still working. It's crazy. But anyway, let's go ahead and let's open things up to you all now. If you're just joining us, check out the link at the top of the description. I'm not going to go far with this. Watch the replay if you want to see more in depth, but you can buy stuff like this KG Tropicals shirt. It has nothing to do with me. It's a completely independent website. 100% of the proceeds of these shirts and things like these mugs, I don't know if these are available, but I know these are. Anything with the KG Tropicals name on it, 100% of the proceeds go to I'm just calling it the Caleb Treatment Fund, but it is a fund that we have, I didn't put it together. We have been donating to help our friend Caleb, who is battling leukemia. He is a little tyke fish keeper that we want to help out. So 100% of the proceeds, 100% of the profits from selling shirts like this and other KG Tropical shirts goes to that fund. So check it out. Link top of the description. Go do that. And also, everything else on the website sells for 50%, or 50% of the profits from those also go to the Caleb Fund. So there you go. Wow. Answer chat. No. Let's go. Let me go ahead and scroll through chat. I won't answer his, whatever his was. Corey says, sorry I'm late. I'm working. Finally forgot to check. Good to see you back, John. Yeah, thank you, Corey. I did have to take I didn't have to. I kind of had, I was forced into a break because I just couldn't do it because I was working. So yeah, I absolutely know the feeling. And it's okay that you're late. You're here. That's all that matters, right? How is my tooth? It's still broken, but I'm doing the whole wax trick. Put the wax that's made for braces, kind of stuff that in there, and that helps. I'm able to at least breathe. Hey John, is it overkill if I have a Fluval FX4 and a 406 canister on a 75 gallon? That's a lot. That's a lot of filtration on a tank like that. I mean, the 406 would probably handle it by itself. Is it overkill? Yeah, but what does that mean? I mean, that doesn't make you a bad person. That just means you've got a lot of filtration on there. I don't think it's going to hurt anything. I don't think it's really going to make things a whole lot better either, but I don't think it's going to hurt anything. So there you go. What tank size would you consider it appropriate to run a canister filter on? Are any tanks too small for canisters? Well, I don't, shoot, maybe 55 gallons. And 55 gallons is fine. But below that, I think it's probably a bit much to get canister filters. Canister filters, I've always associated canister filters with big tanks. 125s and up. 100 gallon is a big tank too. 75, it's like, okay, if you can afford it, get a canister, that's great. I always ran 2 Penguin 350s on 75 gallon tanks, and I never had any problems with 75 gallon tanks. So, it's, if you have a 75 gallon tank and you want to put a canister filter on it, I'm not going to say you're an idiot, but it is kind of a bit overkill. So there you go. Somebody said something, thoughts on Aqua Advisor. I've never heard of it. I have no idea what that is. So I have no thoughts on that. How are the salt tanks doing? I've got a really cool story that I'm not going to tell you today because I'm not prepared, and I'm just not. But let me tell you something. I got another stream coming up on Thursday. Hopefully my internet connection is better. I'm going to be doing another live stream here on the YouTube channel on Thursday, 9 o'clock. Come over to that. I'm going to tell you a story about something that happened in not my reef tank, but the other tank that had the clownfish and the damsel in it. I'm going to tell you a story about that tank that absolutely blew my mind. And everyone that I've told the story, which is only my moderators and Lisa, they're the only ones that know this story. They all died too. So it's, wait a minute, I don't want to scare you. The fish didn't die, but the people I told the story, they all died. So yeah, you're going to want to come back on Thursday and hear that story because it is a lot of fun, and I'll actually show you what's going on over there too. It's going to be good. Trust me, it's worth it. There you go. I don't want to hint too much on it because I don't want to give it away. Aquavisor is a calculator for how much water you need to change weekly based on tank size, filter, and fish stocked. I like it, but it confuses me sometimes. Okay, yeah, I haven't heard of that, but that's really cool. If there is a resource like that out there, I think that's cool that they have that. But I had never heard of that before, so that's cool. How is working Caleb? Caleb is who we're selling these shirts for. So he's I see pictures of him from time to time. In fact, I saw a picture of him wearing this exact shirt. Well, not this one, but his. He's looking great. So that family is constantly traveling from Montana to Colorado to get his treatments and everything. I think it's every week they're going out there. It's outrageous what they're going through. Anybody would go through that for their child. Of course they would. But you know what? He is putting up the good fight. So apparently, he's. I don't want to speak for him, but I think he's doing well. Can't afford the shirts, but you add this for. Oh, that's cool. I can do that. I can do that. I can put that on the GoFundMe. That works. But next time, just go straight to the GoFundMe, which I have not given you the link for. But there you go. But that's really cool. What does KG stand for or mean in your channel name? King George. No, my name is not George, and no, I am not a king. I live in King George, Virginia. Okay, we're almost out. There's the GoFundMe right there, but it's okay because he already put the money in. Running a 305 on my 29-gallon Mbuna tank. Grow out, great filtration and water movement. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Is it a bit overkill? Sure, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. John, what's the name of your vape channel? Kicking Butts. And that's actually the one I'm on right now, watching this stream, so that I can read the comments on the computer rather than on the phone. That's why I'm looking away. But can you cycle a saltwater tank with freshwater filter? Huh. I don't think so. I don't think so. But I'm not going to say no because I'm not educated enough to know the answer to that. But I don't think that is possible. I don't think it would work. But again, don't quote me on that. Do you watch the show Tanked? Are you kidding me? Of course I do. Yeah. I don't watch it anymore, but I did watch it for a long time when it first came out. But I got a little tired of the shenanigans. I wanted to see tanks being built. I wanted to see that process. And it just got to be too much of the practical jokes and the this and the drama and all that. I don't need all that. I would watch the first 10 minutes and the last 10 minutes and I would get my entertainment. You can use freshwater equipment to filter a saltwater tank. Yes, you can do that. Is that what the question was? I thought it was something to do with bacteria. But maybe I read it wrong because I'm really tired and I worked 14 hours today and I just didn't get the question right. No, the bacteria in saltwater tank grows on the rocks. Well, yeah, it does on the saltwater tank, on the freshwater tanks too. But yeah, she was talking about bacteria. Okay. 55-gallon sump plus canister on a 240-gallon. Is that too much? Everybody's going to keep asking, is stuff too much? You're the only one that can be the judge of that. If your tank is running good and your fish are happy and they're healthy, leave it alone. Obviously it's fine. I would never tell somebody, if somebody came to me and said, my tank is great, everything's fantastic, it's running like a champ, and all my fish are thriving and healthy, and everything's fantastic, but I think I have too much filtration. Should I take some off? I would say, no, you absolutely shouldn't. Don't mess with the good thing. If your tank is running great, leave it alone and let it do its thing. That's the advice I would give. So everybody that keeps saying, this is what I have, is it too much? This is what I have, is it too much? No, it's not. That's what I'm going to keep telling you. Because if your tank's running good, then you shouldn't do anything. Just picked up a new 140-gallon tank. Was salt. Want to use it for fresh. Can I still use the sump and Exame? What's that? Yes, you can certainly use all that stuff. I've done it before. I mean, just because it has been used in a saltwater tank doesn't mean that it's no longer going to work on a freshwater tank. They can go back and forth. It's not an issue. Just clean it up real good, You are my second favorite bald person on YouTube. Can I try to figure out who the first one is? I don't know any other bald people on YouTube. Who else is bald on YouTube? You got to tell me who the other one is, because I don't know I don't know any. I don't know any big YouTube channels that are bald. Maybe it's a smaller channel and I just don't know who it is. But you know, we're all brothers, us bald guys. So I don't know why I did that. That was really weird. Intake and output positioning on a 125 with an FX4. One on one side, the other on the other. That's the way I like to do it. Joe Rogan. Okay, all right, that's fine. That works. Yeah, you know, any canister filter. I mean, that's what I tell everybody. If you can do it, if you can have one on one side and one on the other, that's absolutely perfect. Because then you're getting a good circulation all the way around. There are some people, and I've done this before, that put both on one end. So you're pushing water from the top and it's coming back and it's going in the bottom. You know, okay, that's fine too. But I like to send it around and around and around and around. So I like one on one side and one on the other. But that's, you know, other people might like it other ways and they might have success doing it that way. I don't know. Joe Rogan's face is always so full of blood. Well, all his body. He should look into blood donations. What? That might go down as the weirdest comment of the day. I have no idea where you were going with that. His face is full of blood. Okay. Anyway, could be Bob. We don't know for sure. Bob, what about Bob? That's a great movie. That movie was filmed right down the street from me. Is it okay to have 2 filters and a power head? Is that too much on a 20-gallon? I mean, that's pretty extreme. But again, you know, the question should be, anybody that asks me stuff like that, equipment-related questions, how are your fish doing? If there's a problem in your tank, then maybe consider that you might have too much going on. If everything's smooth, then no, it's not a problem. Bomb Steam Font always wears a hat, so who knows if he's bald or not. I mean, you know what? He should have just embraced it. If he is bald, just embrace it. Just take it off. And yeah, because I've never seen him without a hat on either. So, what are your thoughts on undergravel filters? They don't get much love these days. Yeah, they don't, because other equipment has progressed so far. I'm not a fan of them. I know other people are, and that's fine. The beautiful thing about this world is that we can disagree on things and we can be friends. That's what I love about it. That's what I love about YouTube. Other people might not see it that way, but I look at it as we can all be friends, and we don't have to agree on everything. So if some people love undergravel filters, good for them. I'm not going to say I hate them. I've used them back in the way back in the day, but I'm not a particular fan of them. I don't like everything being pulled down to the bottom. I like it to go down there naturally so that when I put my siphon hose in there, I can suck it all back out of there. And boy, did that sound weird. It's just so red all the time, you know, it's crazy. Let me tell you something. I would never criticize Joe Rogan to his face ever, because I don't know if you know this or not, but that dude is a badass, and I would not mess with him. He's really funny, though. I think Bob has pink hair. Well, that would be interesting. I'd like to see that. Really bad lag here in the UK. Yeah, it's bad. I'm sorry, Lily. I mean, I wish that I could, like, turn a knob and make it better, but it doesn't work. I tried. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't help it. I have big lag in the United States. Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry, folks. I don't know what the deal is. I mean, I don't know. Uh-oh. It's actually telling me now. I don't know. Is anybody still with me? Watching it on the computer, it's telling me video interrupted. No, I am not running dial-up internet. I'm on cable internet, but I live in the country, and the internet here sucks, because everything sucks in the country. You know, I don't have like Cox or Xfinity or Fios or anything like that. It's just a very silly, bad cable internet. It works for everything, but the last couple of weeks it's been pretty bad for doing streams. So, and that was one of the reasons why I didn't do one last week, because I was really late, and I was going to do a late one, but it was like, you know what? I'm really tired. I've worked this whole day, and the internet's bad. Screw it. I'm just not going to do it. So I'm sorry about that. So, All right, so look, the stream is doing bad. The chat is even spotty now. I don't even know what the deal is with this. So I think it is probably time to go ahead and cut this off because everybody's leaving anyway, and I don't blame them if the connection is that bad. So look, folks, once again, if you're watching this on replay or if you're still here live, go to the website down in the description. It's at the very top. It says, here's the link for the shirts. Remember, 100% of the profits of KG Tropicals branded products. I gotta fix that. I didn't put that in there right. But it's the very first link that you find in the description. Click on that, order a bunch of stuff, spend a bunch of money, and understand that if it has the KG Tropicals name on it, I do not get paid from that. Instead, the Caleb Treatment Fund gets paid for that to help him battle leukemia. He's a little guy, and we need to help him out. He's a member of the community, and he loves superheroes. So we've got to take care of that. So there it is, folks. Go over there, spend a whole bunch of money. Don't go over there because you like me. Don't go over there because you want to help me. No, do it because you want to help them. You want to get a really cool shirt like this. I hate seeing people at sporting events where they do this with their jersey, so it really makes me feel weird to do this, but it's the only way I can show you. That's a cool shirt. You can't deny it. That is a great shirt. But there's also a bunch of other KG Tropicals branded stuff over there, so go check it out. Thank you so much to Paul Martin for doing that. That guy's heart is bigger than King George County, and it's wonderful to be affiliated with that guy. So thanks to my mods that are here today that have helped out. Thanks to everyone who has come by and hung out with me. I'm sorry for the bad connection. I'm doing my best here. Maybe I'll call the cable company tomorrow and say, hey, KG Tropical subscribers demand better. Maybe they'll do something for me. I don't know. I think they probably won't. But this has been fun.